Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And today I am talking about my Pauper tournament. That's right, I host a Pauper tournament every month, at least that's the goal. And my next one is March 14th. If you're interested, jump into the Discord, link in the description, and we will get you set up. Whether you are new to the Pauper format or you have been watching this channel for a long time and have a pretty good idea of what to build, we can help you in the Discord. So my Pauper tournament, sadly, a lot of people that wanted to join were just busy. So that's why I'm saying March 14th. If you haven't already thrown that into your calendar, to keep track of stuff, maybe do that. That way you can make sure that you're available for it. But this month, Resident Clinton had a great idea. Why don't we just have he called it a Conquest battle, and it was where we each pick 3 Pauper decks of our own, and we basically battle with them until they win. And once they win, we can't use that deck again. So, the first battle are 2 fresh decks. One of them's going to win, so that person only gets 1 battle with that deck, and then they're done with it, right? And you just will down until all of someone's decks are knocked out. And whoever's decks are knocked out is the winner because they won, game with each of their decks while the other person hadn't. And so it was very interesting, very fun. I had a blast. In the first round, I played what I'm calling Toxic Beauty. It revolves around the Beautifly and Dustox line. This Beautifly here. This Beautifly here. For a single energy, it can do 40 damage, flip a coin, possibly paralyze. But also, the main attraction to this deck is the energy straw. For a single energy, your opponent reveals their hand. This attack does 80 damage for each energy you find there. So that can add up quite fast, but it really partners well with the Dustox with that Bolsterous Wind ability. Once during your turn, you may use this ability, flip a coin. If heads, put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. So the idea is that you have a bunch of Dustox on the bench, and you use Bolstering Wind on each one. It's a coin flip. I know, those are terrible, but you're trying to push as much energy from your opponent's active Pokemon back into their hand and then knock them out with the energy straw of Beautifly, right? And I understand both those Pokemon evolved from Wurmple, and that leaves it very difficult to get these Pokemon out, right? To get a big number of them out. Well, not exactly, because of Silcoon. Silcoon has this multiplying cocoon ability, where once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a Silcoon or Cascoon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So every time you play a Silcoon, you can get Cascoon out, and that's how you get plenty of Dustox to go along with your Beautiflies. And that just works out phenomenally well. I do use Tatsuguris to attract customers in this deck, and that is so I can try to get supporters in order to get my deck functioning. I didn't want something that took up too much space, like a Dracloak or something, so that's why I went Tatsuguri. We also threw in a 1 of Shaman just to protect from spread decks, so we'll see how that goes. Energy-wise, it was just 6 basic grass energy. That's it. That's all you need. And then trainers. Oh, right, that doesn't work anymore for some reason. There we go. Trainers. We got Buddy Pop, and we got 3 of those. Those are to get most of our Pokemon out. It won't work on Shaman, but it'll work on Wurmple and Tatsuguri. Then we've got Poke Pad. That can grab any of our Pokemon, and that's why it's fantastic, and a 4 of. We've got 3 copies of Arven. I'll be sad to see you go when rotation hits, but Arven lets us search for those items and our tools, but we only play Air Balloon as our tool of choice. That way we can give Tatsuguri free retreat or some Dustox or something, depending on what they want to boss up and try to stall with. We also play 4 copies of Lily's Determination. best shuffle draw in the game. 3 copies of Super Rod, because we want to be able to recover an entire evolution line, being Wurmple, Silcoon, and Beautifly. We, and shuffle those into the deck, but we play 3 of them. That way we can also use 1 for energy. So yeah, definitely useful. We got 2 copies of Dawn. Dawn's great because it can grab a basic, a stage 1, and a stage 2. And so you can grab your Wurmple, your Silcoon, and your Beautifly, right? Or any combination therein. You can grab a Tatsuguri, a Cascoon, and a Beautifly if you really want to, but you probably don't. You want to leave those Cascoons in the deck. We also play 4 bug catching sets. This is how we can find energy. This is how we can find Pokemon. It's a great card if you're playing a grass focused deck, which we are. And of course, last but not least, we are playing 4 copies of Forest of Vitality, so we can evolve our Pokemon immediately. Well, after turn 1, but immediately to get Beautifly up and going as fast as possible. Get those Tustox out as fast as possible. This deck is about speed. Set up as fast as you can and start taking KOs. So that's what we got here. Now we're going to jump into round 1 of this match and see how well Toxic Beauty does. I'll see you in a second. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this game up against Resin Clinton. Such a fantastic person. Appreciate you, Resin Clinton. And let's get into this match. I'm going to be playing Toxic Beauty. That is the Beautifly Dustox deck that I absolutely adore. After I've opened some Ascended Heroes here, I was like, maybe I've got enough Silcoons. Maybe I should build it. I don't have enough Wurmples, of all things. And I need some Beautifly and some Dustox. Do you want to go first? Yes. We want Force of Vitality on as fast as possible, right? That's what we want. Okay. So we got our Wurmple. Beautiful. We've got Buddy Poffin. Let's see. What deck are they playing? They're playing their Team Rocket deck, which is going to be annoying. Yeah. If they get Arbok down too fast, I will be sunk. So that's not great. And of course, it's their opening Pokemon. Ekans is their opening Pokemon. So we can buddy out some Wurmples. There. Do I play down the Tots? I think I do. And we play Air Balloon, and we hit end turn. Okay. This is going to be rough. This is going to be real rough. If they're able to get Arbok down, that means they remove my ability to play evolution Pokemon. What does Arbok's attack do? Is that the spread? Should I have gotten Shaman down instead of Tatsuguri? That's a possibility. Yikes. Let's see. Let's pull it up super quick. I just need to see the text. Does 3 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, that's the spread one. Yikes. Okay, so they do got some Ekans down. We can go ahead and play down Silcoon. That will let us grab a Cascoon. Yes. Cascoon. We need an energy, a forest, and a Beautifly right now. They may not have any energy in their hand too, which would kind of stink here. We did not get the forest. That's too bad. But we can get another Silcoon out here. We did get Beautifly and a Grass Energy. No, I think I'm going to grab Wurmple. I'm not going to use it for a little while, but I think I'd rather that. Let's see, we do get Silcoon and a Grass Energy. Okay, let's play down the Silcoon, get another, what's it called out? Cascoon out. Would you like to use multiplying Cocoon? Yes, and we want Cascoon out. Cool. Alright, so we're going to attach an energy here and tackle. And that's really all we can do, which kind of stinks. Not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Do we play boss in this deck? Apparently we don't. Okay. So if they just play down Arbok right now, it's gonna be rough goings. Ariana, okay. It's not in our favor. It's not. Arbok, does that only stop your active from evolving? Your opponent can't play any Pokemon that has an ability from their hand. Oh, okay, so I can still get Beautifly out. Good. That's good. That's what we need. Okay, there's Super Rods. We got Beautifly out here. We can't get Dustox out. That's a little rough, honestly. Not being able to get Dustox out is a little rough. What can we do, though? We could Poke Pad for another Beautifly. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, we can't play Dustox because it's got an ability. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll Arvin, because what else are we going to do? Grab a bug catching set, I think, and an air balloon. That sounds good to me. But we will go ahead. Do we think they have energy in hand? That is a question that I have. I'm going to say yes. They drew a bunch of cards. They still have a bunch of cards. I see one. Is it basic energy? No? Okay. Cool. So they play down a dark energy. They get one attack off, which will deal 30 to everyone, right? What does Ampharos do? I know it's something that places damage counters. When your opponent plays a Pokemon from their hand to evolve one of their Pokemon, put 4 damage counters on that Pokemon. Okay. That's gonna hurt. De-evolution. Aw, you jerk. Ouch. That's gonna hurt. How many de-evolutions do they play? Probably 4, I imagine. Yeah, they play 4. Cool, cool, cool. Coolly cool, cool. Well, if I lose with this deck, I will play a different deck then. Or no, they can't play this deck. That's right. That's how that works. Okay. Got that there. I just can't get the Dustox out, which is so frustrating. 30 damage is enough to get the KO here. But if they do that again, I'll be in real trouble. So I think I have to. Play the energy there, and we'll Stun Spore. So there goes one of their special energies. How many special energies do they play? They play 7 special energies. Okay. Interesting. They play 3 Team Rocket's energy and 4 Reversal energy. I feel like that doesn't make too much sense, but they are trying to spread right now, so maybe that's it. Okay, they deal Arbok damage. Got it. Do they have the TM Devo? It's kind of interesting the way that Arbok, like, preventing evolutions will prevent Ampharos, you know? That's interesting. Will it play out like that? I don't know. Hypnotizer helmet. Come on in, bud. Sorry. Okay, it puts me to sleep after I attack. Got it. So let's go ahead and don Power Wash. We'll grab 1, 2, 3. Done. Hey, buddy. Everyone can hear. We know you're here. Okay, so if I Energy Straw, they didn't play an energy last turn. So I assume they don't have an energy, right? I think that makes the most amount of sense. So I think I'm going to Stun Spore. Dang. But if they attack and they knock out the Wurmple, then I can play down the Shaman. And then that'll prevent spread from happening. Just not this spread. Not Darkest Impulse spread. Alright. Murkrow and Ekans. So Murkrow being able to control which attack I can use could be devastating. I don't have high hopes of winning this match. I will be honest. This is an interesting Team Rocket deck, though. I do like it. Clinton's been cooking. Holy cow. Okay, so the Wurmple is gone. We can't play Dust Talks down onto these Cascoons. I can't play Shaman? I thought it was just to evolve Pokemon. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. Okay. I'll Stun Spore again. I think this is the end. They're going to knock out all 5 Pokemon. It doesn't matter, you just gotta attack. Oh, they can't. They don't have the energy. Interesting. So they can't attack right now. Even if they got rocket energy, yeah, the reversal still only counts as colorless. And they need 3 dark on there. They would need a second rocket energy on here. But the second that I take a prize, you know. I think that's it. I think that's the play. I don't take a prize, right? They only have 1 rocket energy in the discard. They have 1 more somewhere. I think this is the play. I think the play is stall. Sadly. There it is. Okay. I was like, maybe it's prize. They've got 5 prizes still. What if it's prize? And then it wasn't prized. All right. So they won with that deck. So they can't play that deck again, from my understanding. This idea was proposed by Clinton. And so instead of the tournament structure normally, because he was the only one available, but that's A-okay. So, I'm going to keep Toxic Beauty going. And they need to switch to another deck. Now, I don't know if they have to go in the order in which they posted, because the next one is going to be a Charge-a-Bug deck. But if it's not that, then it would be What is this? I think it's Slowking, but no, I'm not seeing Slowking anywhere here. What the heck? No, there's Slowking. Okay. Yeah. Their last one is Slowking, of course. Their favorite. Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad one. I just know them and they love that Slowking deck. So, and there's plenty of people out there that just fall in love with the deck and then that's just the deck they play from there on. So I get it. But let's see. We get Tails. Do I want to go first? Yes, I do. I want that first Evo. I want to get that going as fast as possible. Alright, we start with Tatsuguri, but we also have a Buddy, so that's pretty good. Yep, it's the Charge-a-Bug one. Okay. So we'll see how we do. Get another Tots, which I don't think we'll need. Dynamo and Grubbin. Alright. And we get Dawn. Nice. So we're going to do Buddy, and we're going to grab 2 Wurmples. And then we're going to do Bug Catching Set. We're going to grab Silcoon and Beautifly. We're going to put this air balloon on the Tots in case they Iono me or something. Attract customers. And we get an Arven. Alright. And that's it for my first turn. Not a bad first turn. Definitely not a bad first turn. I'm just wondering if they've got anything that can really mess with me here. I'm not seeing an Iono, so I'll be good on that. Let's see, they get Grubbin and Dynamo out. What does the Charge-a-Bug do from Stellar Crown? Do you want out, bud? Yes, do you want out? Okay, bud. That cat, I love him. Okay, here we go. We've got Silcoon, which will get us a Cascoon out. Yes. A Cascoon. Let's play Dawn. And we'll grab a Wurmple, a Silcoon, and a Beautifly. Done. So there's the Wurmple. There's the Silcoon. Yes. Cascoon. Done. That's there. Attract customers. Another Arven. Cool. And we end turn. Next turn, we'll be able to get out 2 Beautifly and 2 Dustox, one with the one in hand, the other with Poke Pad. We will need an energy, and I believe my only energy search is Bug Catching Set. All right. Another Arven, holy cow. So let's see. Poke Pad, Dustox. Play these 2 down. We'll play these 2 down. We will attract customers. We get nothing. So we're going to Arven. Grab Bug Catching Set and an Air Balloon. And hope Bug Catching Set can hit a Grass Energy. Nope, it can't. Cool. So let's just Bolsterous Wind a couple times here. Try to get this energy back into the hand. Yep, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. And we end turn there. Okay. Up here's the Vikavolt. What does the Vikavolt do? 50 damage, 2 energy, does 180 plus stuff. So yeah. Or 120 plus stuff. Yeah, that's still ridiculous. So we'll put 1 down on the Beautifly. We will Bolsterous Wind the energy back into the hand, hopefully. Dang it. Alright, we'll try it again. Actually, let's attract customers first. See what we get. Dawn, okay. Dawn, I don't think is too useful right this second, so I'm going to use Arven. Bug Catching Set. Air Balloon. And then, we'll wait on using anything, so we'll just Bolsterous Wind again. Yes! We got it. Retreat. Bring up Beautifly. And Energy Straw. And hopefully they got 2 energy in hand. Just the 1. Okay. So then they'll attach. That's 50 damage. Then we will Bolsterous Wind twice. And whatnot. Oh, interesting. Okay. Do they have the switch? No, they don't. Okay, they're hoping to get another energy. Got it. So am I. So let's see. We've got Bug Catching Set. Shaman and Wurmple. Not really what I was hoping for. Arven can guess another Bug Catching Set. So that's our last one. Yikes. Let's see if we can get some grass energy here. We can. Silcoon and a grass energy. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Still no stadium, which is crazy. Stun Spore. Heads. Beautiful. They're paralyzed. Seems like they want to do the Circuit Cannon because that's what they gotta do to get a knockout, you know? And have a Charge-a-Bug, so... Which they can have. They'll have 2, it looks like. Nope, going for the Electric. Okay. Lily's Determination. Let's just Dawn. Tatsuguri and Silcoon. There we go. Oh, interesting. No Beautiflies. And 40 damage. So let's see. Can they get another energy? That's the big question. We'll grab a prize. Beautifly! Perfect. That's what we want to see. A Dynamo. Okay. Free retreat. So that's going to buy them time here. Bye-bye Poffin. They're out of their grubbin. That makes sense. Bye-bye Poffin. They are out of their grubbin. That makes sense. Here we go. They do have one more Dynamo in the deck. So I'm wondering if that had something to do with something, you know. Jank, so they can get like possibly another Charge-a-Bug, possibly another Vikavolt, possibly an Electric. Charge-a-Bug and Vikavolt. Not bad, not bad. They just haven't played down the energy yet, so I'm assuming they don't have it, which means I can Stun Spore this Dynamo for the knockout. There's a Grubbin, yeah. I knew they had one in hand still. Choosing new active. Okay. Who? I'm assuming Grubbin, honestly. A Charge-a-Bug. Okay. Alright, we get another Lily, so let's just go ahead and Stun Spore. Tails didn't really matter too much, though. Poke Pad. Electric. See, my whole goal is to keep energy out of the discard, so this Electric stuff won't happen. We'll see if that actually is the case, but, yeah, that's the goal. Stun Spore. It would be great to get Dustox out, but Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. Poke pad. Alright. Stun Spore. One more Stun Spore, and then I'll get another prize. Interesting. Salvatore, okay. Oof. Missing on both these is kind of crazy. Stun Spore. Yes. Finally get the heads when it doesn't matter because it's knocked down. Now, did they get the energy and they've just been holding it for a little bit? They could be. I doubt it, but they could be. And the fact that they put Dynamo tells me they're not confident in the Vikavolt yet, but did they just top deck an electric energy? They did. And they got a Charge Bug, so that means they're going to do 200, and that's not bad. Ooh, they're going to do more because they're going to Lana's Aid for a whole Vikavolt line, I imagine. Yeah, what else would they do? Oh, a Charge Bug and 2 Vikavolt? That's interesting. Leaving the Grubbin behind. That's crazy to me. Okay. So they got 2 Vikavolt, a Charge Bug, and a Grubbin. Choosing new active. Here's the Vikavolt. Yep. That is knocked out. Cool. I'll put up Tatsuguri because it's got free retreat and stuff. Ooh, that's a pickle. I just thought of something, and it's a little bit of a pickle. So we're going to attach the Grass Energy to the Wurmple, and we're going to Lily's Determination. Okay, we got the Silcoon. That's perfect. Silcoon. Yes. For the Cascoon. The Cascoon can evolve into Dusthawks. The Poke Pad can grab Beautifly. Done. The Super Rod can return 1, 2, 3. Done. We'll attract customers. We get lilies. Okay. Then Bolsterous Wind. Heads. Perfect. All right. Now 2 more coin flips. Dang it. All right. 1 more coin flip. Dang it. Oh my gosh. So I retreat to Beautifly. Do I Stun Spore or Energy Straw? I'm gonna Energy Straw. Okay. Now they are just going to attach and attack. Then I put up, well, I'm going to put up Tots. But next up will be Beautifly to attack. And I'll have 3 coin flips. Try to just get at least 1, but I'm hoping for 2 heads. Okay. Tatsuguri. What do we top deck here? A Lily's Determination. Holy cow. 1, 2, and 3. Done. Bolsterous Wind. Oh my gosh. 3 tails in a row. Lily's Determination. Okay, we got a Wurmple here. That's pretty good. We can play down the Wurmple. We can play down the Silcoon. Should I? Yes. Bolsterous Wind. Oh my gosh. Come on. Track customers. Another Lilies. Our final Bolsterous Wind here. What the heck? That's 5 tails in a row. Let's flip one more coin, shall we? With Stun Spore. 6 tails in a row. That's insanity. What the heck? There's no way that should have happened. There's no way. All right, Tatsuguri back into the active. Yep, we get Beautifly. That's good. We have Buddy Buddy, so we can get out a Wurmple. Silcoon. Lilies. Poke Pad. For us to grab. A Beautifly. Energy. Track customers. Done. Bolsterous Wind. Come on. Finally, we get one. Can we get a second, please? Bolsterous Wind. Oh my gosh. Bolsterous Wind. Come on. Come on. Okay. There we go. Haha. Retreat. Put up Beautifly. Did I forget to attract customers? Or did I just miss on it? I forget. And then we will Energy Straw for the knockout. Oh, they had 3 energy in hand. Interesting. They didn't play one down. That's interesting. Because if they played one down, maybe they got it for a prize? Maybe? And we get our final Beautifly. Perfect. Here's the Dynamo. Earthen Vessel. Okay, they want to get a lot of energy into their hand? Sure. So that's 5. They have 5 energy in hand. So you can see my thumb. I'll move it there. Head over here. Nope, I had a thumb out. I didn't miscount. I didn't put up 4. All right, they got 4 in hand. Yeah, I feel like that's their best bet. So we gotta track how many they have in hand, right? Sadly, we don't have energy. I'm going to Super Rod some energy back into the deck. Because we kind of desperately need that right now. So Energy Straw. We have 4, right? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just gotta keep track of that. Alright, we are now ahead on prizes. We get a Cascoon. Okay. Yep, Vicovolt's ready to go. They got a Charger Bug too, so they're good to go. Oh, they have 3 in hand. Alright. Yep, they bring up Vicovolt. Vicovolt gets the KO. I put up Tatsuguri. I do need energy. Come on, energy. Dang it. Wurmple. Silcoon. Beautifly. Air Balloon. Air Balloon. Attract customers. We get Lily. That's good. Bolsterous Wind. Tails. Okay. Bolsterous Wind. Tails. Dang it. Bolsterous Wind. Tails. Oh my gosh. Lily. Come on, grass energy, grass energy. There we go. We get 1. Jeez. We got 1. Retreat to Beautifly. Just an energy straw. Yep, there's the 3. Cool. We get that knockout. Please be a grass energy. Come on. Poke pad. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. So they can electric 1 energy. They can play down another energy. Thumbs up. Okay. What happened? They had knockout. Okay, he just realized that I didn't have an energy on that Beautifly on my bench, and he threw away a game that he could have won. But that's the way the chips fall, I guess. Alright, we finally got that victory with Toxic Beauty, so now we gotta move on to a new deck. That's gonna be Cold Moth here. This one revolves around Frostmoth, and it is a spread deck. This attack does 20 damage for each of your opponent's to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and the your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. How awesome is that? So you can spread damage all around, and if they flip tails, they're going to stay asleep for a while. Meanwhile, while we're spreading that damage around, we also got Dusclops here to pick up any stray KOs. Try to take as many key KOs as we can whenever we can. We also have Dracloak here. Very standard draw engine in Pauper, but works fantastic in here. We're just trying to stay as consistent as possible. And we actually play a second Frostmoth here. Now this one doesn't get used as often, but when it does, it is key to victory. Because for 2 energy, it can do Freezing Chill, which does 100, which is decent damage in Pauper. But during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't attack. That's right, so they have to either retreat to a separate attacker or get that double retreat effect. That way they can try to get that Pokemon back into the active and attack with it, removing the effect once you hit the bench. But yeah, this Frostmoth is great. This one I think is even better with that spread damage and the asleep condition. And then for energy, we're just playing 7 basic water energy. That's it. Nothing too fancy. For trainers here, we've got 3 earthen vessels so we can find our energies. We got 4 poke pads because Pokepad's just amazing in Pauper. We got 4 copies of Bite Bite Poffin because all of our basics are 70 HP or lower. Then we've got 4 copies of Lily's Determination, best shuffle draw in the game. 4 copies of Jamming Tower. You see we don't play any tools in here, and we don't want our opponent playing any tools. We don't want them to be able to retreat out of a Pokemon if we gust it into the active, right? Speaking of gusting, we play 4 Boss's Orders. That's right. We are ruthless in this deck. Followed up by 3 Night Stretchers so we can get back exactly what we need. 2 copies of Switch in case they gust something into the active that we want out. Then we've got 3 copies of Super Rod. Now, we can usually recover a Snom, a Frostmoth, and a Water Energy, but sometimes we'll go for other things, or we need to recover some Dusclops, right? Duskulls and Dusclops. So we got 3 in here to make it a little bit easier to get back things we need. And I play Surfer. Surfer, love it or hate it. I have mixed feelings about it. I actually love it, but there are times where I'm just like, this is the wrong card, right? And that happens. But in this deck, I do love it. Since we can't play tools and we can't play Air Balloon because we're playing Jamming Tower, Surfer is another way to get out of the active. So we got 6 cards, 4 Surfer, 2 Switch, in order to get out of the active, which is phenomenal. So yeah, that is Cold Moth. Let's go ahead, jump into the next game of this and see how well this does. I'll see you in a second. Oh. There we go. There we go. Now we're in. Now we're in. Tails never fails. They want second, right? Yeah, they'll go second this round, so I'll go first. Okay, and we got a Snom to start off with. Really, all we're missing is an energy. We're looking pretty good on everything else. And yeah, we got the right Frostmoth even. And there's the energy. We're looking good. Let's see. Let's grab a Dweepy and a Duskull, I guess? Or another Snom. Nah, Duskull. So this, my deck seems more like your kind of generic Pauper deck that you'll see because it's got the Dracoke line in there and stuff. They got the Salvatore. Did they get the energy? Probably. I bet they did. Yep, they did. Nice. All right, we pulled a Surfer, but we don't really need the Surfer. Because we're just going to Lily, I think. But we will grab the Dusclops. And I do 20 damage, right? Yeah, 20 damage. So then we'll play Lily. We'll see what we get here. 8 cards. And a Buddy Buddy, that's good. That'll get us a Dweepy and a Snom. Very nice. Play down the energy there. And Recon Directive. So we can get Frostmoth. Okay. And Chilling Wings. Do they play Shaman in this list? They do not. Perfect. Perfect for us. Lily's Determination, so they don't have the Vikavolt or Energy yet. They got 8 cards. It's likely they got it. I mean, they're playing 9 Energy and 4 Charge-a-Bug, so... There's the Charge, or the Vikavolt. How many Vikavolt are they playing? There's the Energy. They're playing 3 Vikavolt. Okay. Dynamo. All right. We'll put up Snom. Play down the Frostmoth. We'll Night Stretcher for a Snom. Play that down. Play down the Dracloak. Recon Directive. I don't think they have any tools, but I'm going to play down Jamming Tower just because thinning is winning. Then we got Recon Directive. And we'll grab Lilies. Play down that Water Energy. We'll play Lily's Determination. We'll get another Duskull, another Bite Buddy. Sure, let's play down the Duskull. And Chilling Wings. Alright, perfect. So they stayed asleep. That's good news for us. We could get a couple knockouts this turn by popping some Dusclops, right? Like, we could get this Grubbin knocked out. We could get a Chargebug knocked out. Or we can just get 2 Chargebug knocked out. That also sounds pretty darn good. Salvatore is coming down, though, so that it looks like they're going to be able to get a Chargebug out here on this Grubbin. Light Energy to the bench, Chargebug. Oh, Lily's is the one that comes down. I bet they're going for the Electric, but I will probably pop this Chargebug here with the Duskull, or Dusclops. Well, that would mean, okay, that would mean Electric could just get that energy back, right? So is that really worthwhile? I don't know. I could just boss up something else. If I boss up the Electric, and then I just continuously spread damage. Recon Directive. We'll grab Buddies. Whoops. Nope. Recon Directive. And then we'll grab Poke Pad. And with that, we will Chilling Wings. Yes. They stay asleep, so they can't even retreat if they wanted to. Do they play Switch? Poke Pad, Buddy Buddy, Poke Gear, Lana's Aid, Salvatore, Lily's Determination. They play 1 Air Balloon, but I have Tool Jammer. Or Tool whatever. And they don't have... Yeah, they don't have a Stadium, it looks like. Jock, Call Bell, Earthen Vessel. Yeah, no Stadium. Perfect. So they just need a Lucky Heads, it seems. I think I just Chilling Wings again. Yes. So we get 1 knockout on this Tynamo. Oh, and on that Chargebug? Sweet. 1, 2. Sweet. We get Switch and a Water Energy. Alright, alright. Not bad, not bad. Tails again. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. Let's see. Then I'll get these 2 up to 100. Okay. If they play down the Chargebug, I'm just gonna knock it out anyways. Okay, so I guess next turn is going to be our big turn. Not this one that we're just starting, but the following one is going to be our big turn here. Because we're just going to Chilling Wings, right? That puts these guys up to 100. That's 10 more damage left on this electric. Alright. Heads. Alright, so if they have the air balloon, this is their turn to, like, get a Frostmoth knockout. But, yep, there's the air balloon. Alright. But I just put up the Frostmoth and pop my 2 Dusclops here, put 50 damage on each Vikavolt, and then I get 3 knockouts with this Frostmoth. So that's the play. And that's the play. I think they saw the writing on the wall and they wanted this to end. Curse Blast. 50 there. They get a prize. Curse Blast. 50 there. And Chilling Wings, which gets me all 3 knockouts. Ah, dang, that was good. That was good. I liked it. All right, I'm on to my last deck. And my last deck, I really just picked because I had no idea what else to pick, honestly. Well, Cold Moth pulled that victory off, and that was fantastic. That's exactly what we needed. And next up, we've got Badoo here, or Big Do, as I like to call it, because we're focusing around Badoo. Honestly, I picked this deck just because I didn't know exactly what third deck I wanted to use, and I've been messing around with Big Do recently. So, Big Do. Badoo has a 0 energy attack, and that's what the whole deck is focused on doing. Just that one attack from a 30 HP Pokemon over and over and over and over again. That's right. So Itchy Pollen, 10 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any item cards from their hand. So it is just about denying your opponent Pokemon search cards, because that's usually Pokepad, you know, Switch, or just any item you can think of. Yes, those are the only 2 items I can think of. Sorry, I'm tired. But the reason why we're focused around Badoo is because we have ways to power that up. Lilligant, that's right. So Lilligant, with that Sunny Day ability, is able to increase Badoo's attack by 20. Well, that's for each Lilligant out. And as you can see, we play 4/4 Patil Lilligant, so we can try to get 4 Lilligant out, which sounds insane. I know, that's taking up all but 1 bench spot. And so then you'll have Badoo in the active. What's that other bench spot? Well, it could be Badoo, but I like to make it a Toedscruel. Toedscruel with the Secret Forest Path gives your Pokemon -2 to the retreat cost, making Lilligant a free retreater, right? So that way I don't have a vulnerable 30 HP Pokemon sitting on the bench. I have this 130 HP Pokemon sitting on the bench, and when a Badoo's knocked out, I put up a Lilligant. Oh, that bench spot opened up. Let me play down my Badoo, freely retreat my Lilligant into Badoo, and continue item locking and dealing damage. So with 4 Lilligant, with free retreat, and your Badoo doing 10 damage, you're actually doing 90 damage with item lock. And it's ridiculous. It's so much fun. We also threw in a 1/1 line of Rabsca because I was tired of bench hits, right? So Rabsca is a great way to try to mitigate that. And that's all the Pokemon. Let's jump to energy. Oh, that's right. This is a 0 energy deck. I love 0 energy decks. So let's jump into trainers here, right? So trainers, we got 4 copies of Bye Bye Puffin. All of our basics are 70 HP or less, so it makes perfect sense. We got 3 copies of Switch in case you haven't gotten Toedscruel out or whatever is ailing you, you've got ways to get out of the active. We got 4 copies of Poke Pad to search for any Pokemon we may need. We got 4 copies of Crushing Hammer to try to annoy your opponent as much as possible. We got 4 copies of Lily's Determination, best shuffle draw in the game. We got 2 copies of Counter Catcher, that way we can try to gust up certain Pokemon and regain an advantage. Then we've got 4 copies of Jamming Tower. That's right. I'm playing 2 decks that run 4 Jamming Tower in it. I am planning on being as annoying as possible. Next up, we've got 4 copies of I don't know. We got 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Just like Counter Catcher, we want to be able to gust up and control the game as best as we can, right? While denying them free retreat with an air balloon with that Jamming Tower. Then we got 4 copies of Night Stretcher in order to recover exactly what we need, such as Badoo's or possibly Lilligant and Patil's. Then we got 2 copies of Super Rod to again recover everything we may need, because we might have some bad discards, because this deck runs 4 copies of Professor's Research. I know, I usually don't run it because I don't like discarding. Well, that's why I've got 6 recovery cards in this deck. And then of course, lastly, we have 1 copy of Enhanced Hammer. That way we can take away one of those special energies without having to flip a coin with Crushing Hammer. And that's the deck. That is Badoo and Big Do. And that is the final deck that I have in this, what do we call it? Conquest. In this Conquest. So I hope you enjoy watching the final matches and to see who ends up the victor of this Conquest. I'll see you in a bit. Let's see, we may not even see their last deck if I win this, which is their Slowking deck. It seems like they were saving their best for last. I led with what I thought was my best. Yeah, but, you know, it didn't do so well in the first one, so. Yes, I wish to go first. They said they wanted to go second, so. I just want to double check. I did, right? Yeah, okay. Badoo. I don't think I'm going to need Rabska in this. Holy cow, they mulliganed 3 times. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. And done. Bye-bye, Puffin. We're going to grab Patil. Toad's cool, and I want Patil, but it won't let me grab it for some reason. I'll grab another Badoo, I guess. We'll Poke Pad for a Patil. We'll play that down. And end turn. I don't know why it didn't let me buddy bite for those Patils, you know? But sometimes PTCGL is just weird like that. Because I'd rather have 2 Patils right now. But it is what it is. Alright, here comes the 2 Grubbin, I assume. Maybe a Tynamo and a Grubbin, but I think it's going to be 2 Grubbin. Two Grubbin, yep. And a Charge-a-Bug. Do they have the energy? Yes, they do. Alright. So retreat the Tynamo to the Charge-a-Bug, and then they're going to get more Charge-a-Bug out and whatnot. I don't think I have the information of them having Vikavolt in their hands. So, did they forget to attack? That was weird. Lily's Determination. Okay, we got another Patil out. We got Poke Pad, so we can go ahead and grab Lilligant. Play that down onto the Patil. So now we're doing 30 damage. And item locking. Interesting stuff. For sure. They still have that attack that they can use. Unless all their charge bugs are in their hand and they need some way to shuffle them back into the deck. So I don't want to play Ino. There's an Electric. I just need another Lilligant and I can get the knockout next turn. So that'll be good. Yeah, they just played a charge bug from hand, so I'm wondering if that's all their charge bug. Air balloon onto the electric. They're not going to get trapped again. Okay, they did get Lily, so they can do that, but I don't know. A little bit confused right now, but that's okay. Another Tynamo, another Grubbin. They're taking up all their bench. They've got their charge bug. They can do the parallel placement. They attach to Tynamo? What? Did they prize all their Vikavolt? Is that what they found out? But no, they would have found that out before. They were deck searching when they did their buddy last time. So they would have known that before they put Charge-a-Bug into the active. There's the parallel placement. Where they get nothing. Okay. Crushing Hammer. I mean, it's kind of pointless overall, but we'll play it. Done. Then research. I get another Lilligant. Awesome. So got all that. And Itchy Pollen for a knockout. There goes 2 of their, 9 energy, I believe? Yeah, 9 energy. Okay. Ouch. The electric. Okay, they can get both energy back. Good for them. Okay. Okay. Guess I'm just a little bit confused right now. They must have prized their Vikavolts, right? There's Badoo. We're going to poke Pad for another Patil. Get that out here. Sure, we'll play the Super Rod. And then Professor's Research. Jamming Tower. Crushing Hammer. Dang it. 50 damage. Alright, then they can get the return knockout. And go ahead on prizes. Then I'll get the return knockout and yeah. They're playing more sporadically than they have in the previous matches, I feel. I wonder what's going on with that. Crushing Hammer. That's less needed right now. For Poke Pad, we'll grab a Lilligant. Play that down. Well, no, I could target the Charge-a-Bug. Even though that's not even necessary, but, you know. Yep, heads. Perfect. That means I'll have 4 energy in the discard and only 1 electric. Let's go ahead and play down Lily. We get another Badoo and a Patil. And boom. Knock out the electric. And if I can get my 4th Lilligant out, that would mean that my Badoo's doing 90 damage and can knock out this electric, right? So I think that's going to be my next play. They'll knock out my Badoo, right? I'll put up a Lilligant, I'll play down Badoo, and they'll retreat the Lilligant into the Badoo, and then I can counter catcher up the electric and Iono both of us, and hope that I get a Lilligant or a Poke Pad or something along those lines. There's the Vikavolts. 1 in the active. Okay, that's interesting. And 1 on the bench. Alright. They only need 1 energy to knock us out, so I guess that makes sense, you know? Okay, there's Badoo. Let's see. I need 4 more prizes. How do I do this? Counter catcher, the electric, and then play Iono. I didn't get it. Dang it. Retreat to Badoo and Itchy Pollen. 20 damage short. If I had that last Lilligant, I would have gotten it. That's too bad. That's too bad. Maybe if I Lily's Determination, I would have gotten it. But I thought not shuffling in the cards would have led to a more likely scenario of drawing it, but you never know with a shovel, you know? So maybe I should have gusted up the Charge-a-Bug on the bench. What? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. Still nothing. That's fascinating. How much of my deck have I gone through? Let's see, I was at like 15 and I've gone through 8. So, oh, there we go. It was prized. That's why. Got it. So we'll be doing 90. Put Lilligant up. Play down that Lilligant. Play the Buddy Buddy. We do have a Badoo there. Retreat to Badoo and Itchy Pollen. So they win this match. So we will get to see their last deck. My turn. Night Stretcher, Badoo. Play down Badoo. Retreat the Lilligant. Put up Badoo. And swing. So we get that knockout. We were close. We were close. We just were barely not fast enough, you know? Super Rod. Okay. There we go. On to the final game. Here we go. Here we go. Whew, boy. Okay. Final game. Badoo versus Slow King. I honestly think Slow King has it, but we'll have to see. I am going second. So I'm hoping that I can get Badoo lock early and they'll just struggle. That's my goal, right? They'll go first, okay. We start Badoo and Patil and a Buddy, so that's not bad. And we get 2 Crushing Hammers. That's also pretty good. There's a Slowpoke. And they do play Special Energy, if I remember correctly. So that will also be pretty helpful, since we do play Enhanced Hammer. I think it's only a 1-of in my deck. Enhanced Hammer. Yeah, it's only a 1-of, but it will still be useful, because they play Jet Energy. So we'll be able to get rid of those. Even though those are kind of less important, you know? Okay. They got Smoochum out. So that'll be good for them. To get energy going. A Tatsuguri. An Air Balloon. Air Balloon into Smoochum. Or Tatsuguri. One of those two I think makes the most sense. There's that Psychic Energy for our Crushing Hammer. I think Tatsuguri makes the most sense. If they have a way to retreat it next turn. And especially since I'll be item locking them, they're going to need more supporter stuff. So, yeah. I don't know. Ooh, that could be fun. Buddy. Let's see. We prized Relor. But not Rabska. Okay. Crushing Hammer. Beautiful. We got that Psychic Energy gone. Then we're going to play... I'm going to play down Badoo, and then we're going to play... I don't know. We're going to take away that Lily's Determination, hopefully. Get ourselves pretty well set up here. And we'll play down the Jamming Tower, of course. Itchy Pollen. Now, they do play Academy at night, so maybe I should have held on to... yeah, I should have held on to Jamming Tower, because they play 4 Academy at night. And do I play 4 Jamming? I see 2, but maybe 2 different... Yeah, okay, I play 2 different versions of it. Like, I like to go 2 regular, 2 reverse holo, because it's fun. I forgot my wallet. Or, not my wallet, my water bottle. The other thing that starts with W. Alright, they got Lana's Aid. They got an energy down on this Tatsuguri. Then they bring up the Smoochum. Yeah, yep. Oh, they do have Academy at night out. Okay. Both onto the Slowpoke. Interesting choice. Not a bad choice, just interesting. In my opinion. Poke Pad. Let's... We only have 2 Lilligant. That's important information. Let's get the KO. I think the KO is going to be important here. And then Crushing Hammer. Beautiful. We get one of these gone. And then I think we play Research. Okay. Jamming Tower. Crushing Hammer. Yes! Oh, yes. That's amazing. Itchy Pollen. Oh, boy. That was huge for us. That was huge. Getting rid of both of their energy, and we pull a Lilligant. Come on. How amazing is this? We still need a Toad's Cool, though. Don't think I have forgotten. There's a Slow King. Okay. They can just, like, attach from hand, you know? They get Lilies through attract customers. So I don't know if they play Wondrous Patch, but that can't be played due to my Badoos. Yeah, they do play Wondrous Patch. Okay. Do I boss up the Slow King? That's decent. That would be a decent move. I don't know if that's the right move, though. What other Pokemon do they play? Drifblim. Drifblim's going to be annoying. That's for sure. I'm also worried about this Cramorant here. I'm going to Iono. Oh my gosh. Can I get a fourth Heads? Dang it, no. Oh, that would have been so sick. Itchy Pollen. We'll knock out the Tatsuguri and keep them under item lock while we get a prize. A Lilligant. Beautiful, beautiful. Yep, here's Hops Kramer. I was worried about this guy. He just needs an energy, you know? There's a Young Goose. Soon they won't need Academy at Night with that Young Goose. Here's the Iron Bundle. Alright. So they do knock out Badoo. They get a prize. I play up my Badoo. I get Toad's Cruel off the top deck. Heck yes. And we will buddy the Patil out. Then I will... I'm going to Academy at Night. The Lilligant. Then Iono. Perfect. Perfect. 70 damage. Just keeping that item lock going as long as I can. I mean, it's my only attack, so... Just next turn, I'll need a Badoo. Yep. Okay. Everything's going how I expect it. The Lilligant goes up. The Lilligant goes down. The Super Rod I'll play. And go 1, 2, 3. Done. And then we will Iono. So many Iono in this deck. We get the Badoo. Retreat. To Badoo. 90. So we get the knockout there. Keeps them under item lock. And we get our third prize. We're halfway there. They are about to be halfway there, though, too, so that's the scary thing. Iron Bundle. Okay, so I'm doing 90. I'm not getting the knockout here, sadly. So I'll just research. See what I can dig for. Okay. And we'll attack. There's another Slowpoke. Okay. You know, boss's orders up the Yungoos. So I can knock that thing out. That way they're gonna struggle to get stuff on top of their deck a little bit more. That's the idea there. They put the Slowking out immediately. Yikes. Not even go to the Slowpoke. Well, the Slowpoke air balloon doesn't matter. Unless they've got like Caveat Knight, which I'm guessing they don't. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Alright, we just keep on going. Itchy Pollen. Gonna make them as itchy as we can. Itchy and scratchy. All over. How many boss have I used? Just the one. Don't I have 3 in this deck? No, 2. I only have 2, so I've got 1 more in the deck somewhere. Counter Catcher, which will be pointless. Okay. I just need boss, and I can knock out either the bundle or the poke that's on the bench. There's Rellor, finally. And they gave up. Okay. Good games, Clinton. That was fantastic. This whole, like, gauntlet going through 3 decks each and whatnot, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for suggesting that. I'd love to do that more. If anyone else is interested, jump into the Discord. Let me know. Maybe I can schedule some time for us to go through a gauntlet like this. This was a lot of fun. I hope you had just as much fun watching these matches. Wow, this recording is a while. Sorry about that, but you got 5 matches in there. Saw 6 decks. That's fantastic. This was awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, but especially my members, being Tamblin, Big Phil, the Drumming Cuber, the Link Hawkins, and Professor W. You are all fantastic. Clinton, thank you for playing this gauntlet with me. It was a lot of fun. And of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.